Back in the building. We back in the building. You can't make this up. I thought we was done with this topic, actually, to be honest. But we got Jimmy over here back again in the algorithm. He's back in the videos, back doing interviews. Well, actually, it's his own podcast. So make sure y'all go subscribe to Jim Jones Podcast. I'm not gonna lie, he got some dope content going on over there. Him and Memphis Bleak actually just did a one-on-one, if you want to say, interview each other and talk about the history, I guess, back in the past with the Dipset and the Rockefeller, that type of history. Well, the thing kind of turned left at the end of the day. Everybody's going crazy on the internet because once again, Jimmy done crashed out on Cam. His ex-member, the one that him and them two bumping heads, they can't figure it out. They can't sit down and just figure the whole thing out, whatever. Well, he actually is talking about Cam is capping about that little getting in Ohio. Remember when Cam had this song called "I Get in Ohio," meaning that he was getting the chicken, getting the money. Rest in peace to Chubby. My condolences to his family. Anybody that don't know who Chubby Baby is, Ohio definitely knows who Chubby Baby is. I'm gonna show y'all a picture when we get to that video. But he also went after Tony Yayo because Tony Yayo actually went after Memphis Bleak about one, two, three times already, speaking about how Jay-Z don't take care of Bleak and them. They don't go on tour. They don't get no money. He's saying that Jay-Z just look at them as far as business, not as friendship, which I don't understand. So Bleak had a few words also when Jim Jones kind of crashed out on top of the topic, pause that they was talking about, meaning Tony Yayo. We got to talk about all this. And Jimmy went so far that he actually went after Cam about the contract dispute, about him not never getting paid for the producing videos, helping him in the studio, helping him as far as building Dipset up. And he said he missed a lot of money out of that because he did it as a friendship, as a partner, meaning him and Cam. We can't take credit what actually was that. Jim Jones played a definitely, definitely. Let me explain myself. Let me pedal back. Jim Jones played a definitely part 100% of building Dipset up to where it's at now, meaning the brand. We can't take that credit away from Jim, so salute to you, Jim. But we are getting a little tired of you being a little emotional, like you done left your ex-girlfriend or something, because this you and Cam things is just getting out of pocket. But I understand what Jimmy's saying also before we start. Sometimes lies go over the truth. Because when you lie so much and the truth don't come out, oh yeah, that lie, especially in the internet world, that lie is gonna stay right on top of the truth, and the truth is never gonna go over the hump, and the truth is never gonna be out there. This is what Jimmy is saying. He's saying enough is enough. This nigga been lying so long that people starting to believe his lie. And then when I speak the truth, they don't believe me because they think I'm bitter. Which he actually is telling the truth because we look at Jimmy like, oh man, he's being bitter. He just missed Cam, whatever. But we got to understand though, Cam been saying a lot of stuff that we all believe. But is it true? Look at him and Mace. Perfect example before we start. Him and Mace went back and forth, and Cam said a lot of harsh things towards Mace when they had that little battle among each other. And look what he had now. They're making millions of dollars together on their podcast. So Jimmy might be telling the truth, but let's get this show started and talk about this. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smash that thumbs up, man. It ain't gonna hurt your feeling, ain't gonna cost you. It's absolutely free. Share the video. Keep that notification bell on so you know when these videos are dropping. Share the video. If you want to donate to the channel, you can also donate by the Cash App or donate by the thank button on the video. Shout out to everybody that got their membership. Team Smoke Game. Let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play are also owned by the original creators. So we're gonna start off with this Tony Yayo first, y'all, because I want to get this out the way. Because him going after Tony Yayo, I'm surprised 50 Cent ain't go. They didn't respond back to Jim yet, but we all know 50 and Jim. They like to play these little internet games. They troll each other, so that's nothing new, to be honest. But Jimmy kind of went overboard with the Tony Yayo situation. But let's go back and hear what Tony Yayo had to say about Memphis Bleak and how Jay-Z doesn't take care of his homies or artists, if you want to say it that way. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Share this video. Let's get this.
I don't think so.
I just want to clear that up. Hove don't have to.
And then he said he eat his home halal.
You know what I mean? All right.
Talk about how
Yeah, Jay don't look
they'll
out
look up
for
a Bleak like Fib look out for you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I just want to clear that up. Hove don't have to.
And then he said he eat his home halal.
You know what I mean? All right. Okay. I'm chewing halal on my own.
He eats on his own. I eat on my own too.
Right.
I go on my own tour. I just came off tour.
Right.
When have you seen Bleak on tour? On his own. Jay-Z is not a bad guy. Bleak is not a bad guy. I'm not saying it. I'm saying to you that Jay-Z was all business with them niggas. When Buck up on his taxes, 50 a piece or more. When Prodigy bought a house and needed more money, 50 a piece or more. Prodigy are paying back. The thing with 50 is, it was business and we was friends. I don't feel like Bleak was Jay-Z friend. I don't feel like Young Guns was Jay-Z friend. It came to a point where 50 was helping Siegel. Siegel was left in the dust. Let's keep it real. That's how I looked at it.
Pardon me. Now, that is absolutely true. I can't argue with him about that situation right there, about Beanie Siegel getting left in the dust, because we all seen the history. We all know the history. Beanie, I did plenty of videos about this. Beanie Siegel went to court. The judge asked Beanie Siegel. Now, I know a lot of people, some people agree with me. Some people like, nah, Smoke. Beanie Siegel a grown man. Jay-Z a grown man. He shouldn't have to hold his hand and be responsible. No. You even heard Dame Dash speak about this because Dame was even shocked. The judge asked Jay-Z that took the stand, whatever, went up, and the judge asked him, hey, Mr. Sean Carter, if I'm lying, go do your research. I'm not lying. Beanie said this. Dame Dash said this. Like, let's stop playing here. Jay said, the judge asked Jay-Z. Now, this is Beanie Siegel's situation, how he got left in the dust. If we release him today, Mr. Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, would you be responsible to make sure your artist or your friend here don't get in no more trouble? Jay-Z paused for a little bit, according to Beanie Siegel and everybody that actually stamped this. Even Oskino, shout out to Oskino, he spoke about this. He said he had front row seat. He said he was sitting right there. He thought Beanie was about to come home. If Jay-Z would have just said, you know what, we got him, we're going to make sure he good. But then a lot of people took that the wrong turn. No, he's not trying to hold a nigga hands. We talking multi-million dollar Jay-Z and Dame Dash and all these niggas. They can hire people to make sure Beanie Siegel at that moment, at that time, don't crash out no more. Because y'all remember, the reason why he went in, because Jay-Z said, I can't be responsible for that. So what did judge do? Beanie said this in his own interview. Turned him around, sent him back to prison. And he said he sat there, seen 50 Cent come visit his uncle up there. Jay ain't visit him not one time, nothing. Dame Dash visited a nigga, even though him and Dame bumped heads, but at least Dame went up there to visit a nigga. So what I'm trying to say is, certain people he got love for, some people he don't. As far as state property in Memphis and Beanie Siegel and them niggas, oh, he looked at them as straight business. Memphis Bleak, Ty, certain niggas around that circle that come from Marcy Projects with Jay-Z, those is homies. He's always going to make sure Bleak is right. So for Tony Yayo to say that he was out of pocket, to be honest, I don't even know why Memphis Bleak name even came up. But Memphis Bleak had a response to this. And also Jim Jones. Peep this out. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Y'all already know the vibes, man.
Bleak and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh
Yeah.
But now,
That's why,
nigga, Bleak
that's
out
why you
here
got
making
niggas like
moves.
Yayo talking about, yeah, Jay don't take care of nigga. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo smoke hard coke, yo.
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like.
Hold up. I got to pause it right there. He just said Tony Yayo looked like he smoked hard rocks of Yayo. He said, yo, the way he disrespected Yayo's, but I'm not going to lie to y'all. Yayo is a hustler. He might not sold millions of dollars of records and all this and that, but 50 make sure these niggas get show money. Now, it's their choice to blow it. Pause. But I don't think Yayo is that broke, to be honest. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I think he got Yayo is sitting on some money over there, bro. Jim, you know, you done had the gang niggas, I mean, take your money, I mean, the streets and all this, and Cam, I mean, Jim went through so much money, it's just ridiculous. Jim should be in a better position that where he at now, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. But let's continue with this Jim Jones going crazy on it. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
He's doing, they always look at Jay like, oh
Yeah.
But
That's
nah,
why,
nigga Bleak
that's
out
why
here
you got
making
niggas like
moves.
Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of, nigga. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo smoke hard coke, yo.
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of, nigga. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene, nigga. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
You
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why-
ounces, nigga.
that's why
Paid
you
in full
looking to
movie,
see-
nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's why he worrying about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's
Don't-
up? The
ain't
bag
nobody-
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of niggas over here, B.
Pardon me.
Nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. Niggas deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no
100%,
who
nigga.
take care of who, nigga.
Word up,
you
nigga.
know who doing it. We live.
Us,
We getting
the
money.
gangway, nigga. We take
You
care
feel
of
me?
everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a
You heard?
fact, my G, but shit.
Now, y'all gotta understand here. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. We all know Jim is under that Rock Nation banner now, so let's not forget. That's why he's defending Bleak over there, because he's under that Rock Nation banner. Meaning Jim Jones. How you think he got these opportunities that he got now? Before we continue, because now we're going to get to the Cam situation, how he played out Cam. But before we continue, y'all remember when Jim didn't have nowhere to look? When that non-trade indictment came and all this and that 6ix9ine situation, Jim Jones, right before that, Jim needed help in his career. He needed a bounce back. And y'all got to remember, this when Jay-Z, about 5-6 years ago, Jay was taking over hip-hop. Why you think Fat Joe had to wave the white flag? Why you think Jim had to wave the white flag? Smoke, what you talking about? I don't understand, Smoke. Meaning that them two had drama with Jay-Z. Y'all forgot Jay-Z run hip-hop. Rock Nation run hip-hop. The only one ain't waving the white flag still was Dame Dash. Jimmy, when he had problems with with Jay-Z. Jay-Z blocked these dudes from eating. Once Jay got in a position where he could control everything now, nobody was eating. And I'm talking about years ago before him and Fat Joe squashed it. Why you think Fat Joe so kudos and nice and all this now? Because he had no choice. He said it his own self. Look it up. Fat Joe said, man, I had to squash the beef with Jay and Fifth. Because them two was like the main niggas plus Diddy at that time. But Jay and Fifth was still in the music industry. They was making phone calls, man. Nah, don't do that. If you rock with Fat Joe, you ain't rocking with me. Niggas was hanging up on Fat Joe. Click, 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 click. Because Jay-Z and 50, they the one making the millions of dollars for others. So if you doing business with they ops, oh, they ain't doing no money for you. I sit back and wait. That's why Fat Joe had to wave the white flag. That's why Jim had to wave the white flag. Because once him and Camron started bumping heads, and Cam like, man, forget it, man. I'm done. There ain't no more Dipset. I'm doing what I do. Now Jim is left in the dust. Now you can't go to the majors and all these major labels, the major, know what I mean, corporates and all this, whatever, without going through Jay-Z and 50 Cent now. So they had to wave that white flag to start eating again. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But nah, he just dissed Tony Yayo. They ain't got nothing to do with Fifth. Fifth and Jim always troll. We understand. They the same. They cancel, nigga. They the same. But what I'm trying to say, when you got so many ops that's controlling the industry and controlling the money that you can make, meaning that a Jay-Z and 50 Cent, how the hell you gonna go through them doors? I sit back, I'll wait. How you gonna go through them doors when you got the two main ops, nigga, controlling everything? I sit back, I'll wait. So they had to wave the white flag. That's what Jim did. That's why Jim is comfortable. That's why Jim is eating. That's why Jim defending on Memphis Bleak right now, going crazy. That's why Jim going crazy on Cam also, because now he got a little machine behind him. Not everybody over there in Rock Nation rock with Camron. I sit back and wait. Let's continue. Now Jim talk about Dame Dash got a term when he said when you work for others, you're not a boss. So basically, y'all remember when Jim had a lot of opportunities that he was taking positions, executive positions and stuff like that. These labels was giving them bags. And he speaks about one time Dame Dash and Camron come in the building and start clowning him. And now that he's a grown man, he looked back and he like, yo, me listening to these fools, which they don't even care about me now, they messed up a lot of bags for me back then. Hear what Jim Jones had to say. I'm telling you, Jim is coming out with a lot of facts. And it's us, as us people, to believe it, put the picture together, and see if it's true now. Because we believe in Cam. We, as us fans and people, bloggers, and whatever you want to call it, we've been believing Camron for years. Nobody never checked him as far as in the camp, as far as Jim now, the way he's going in. Him and Mace had a crazy beef, bro. Disrespected Mace mom, disrespected Mace family. I mean, Cam was going in on Mace throughout them years. And all of a sudden, y'all just turn around and kudos, y'all making millions together now. Y'all best of friends again. So if you could patch it up with that man, why you can't patch it up with Jim that's over here heartbroken, allegedly, I'm just going to say alleged, the way he's emotion is going through all these years because he missed his homie. He missed his partner. Y'all was partners, niggas. Y'all wasn't just friends. Y'all was partners. Y'all built a legacy together. Not you and Mace, champ. I believe if Jim wasn't there to help you with that Dipset, I believe in my faith and my belief. I might be wrong. But with Jim and that backbone and the way he brung that shit with the gang and all that, I mean, the way they brung Harlem, without Jim is a big part of the key why Dipset lasted so many years and why that brand is so popular. It's because of Jim Jones, not because of Mace. I'm sorry, Cam. I'm sorry, bro. If Jim wasn't there, man, Lord knows how your career would have ended out, bro. You might have got a little run and all this and all that, but who was we to say Dipset would have been a legacy brand without Jim Jones? Think about that. If you could patch it up with Mace, why you can't patch it up with Jim? And the shit that you and Mace went through, why we can't believe, if we believe Mace when he speaks about you, why we can't believe Jim? That's why I said, man, we gotta like really read between the lines between this shit now, because everybody believe Cam, but a lot of us think that Jim be delusional and he's emotional and he's just crying about Cam. Maybe a lot of things he's saying are actually true. He wasn't getting that money like he was in Ohio. We're going to get to that. But peep what he's talking about Dame Dash and Camron. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video.
Because I see things from a different. And one of the things that fucked me up in that position where I kind of left that was one day, and we just talking stories. One day I'm coming out, I'm walking with Kevin and Lior. Cam and Dame walking in the building. Dame said, you a worker now?
Yo.
You a pumper.
Yo,
you know how these niggas, you know,
yo,
everybody in Rockefeller make jokes. You know how it's like,
yeah.
Oh, this nigga's
Dame
a pumper.
was crucial.
He pumping for Kevin Lyles. You know,
Yo.
Cam always want to interject and shit like that. And I was on fire, bro. That shit really bent me in a different position. Like I was like,
nigga, I ain't doing this shit no more.
But no, it wasn't that. I was more mad at what they did. You heard? Because you undermined what I got.
Let me push that back a little bit. Y'all got to understand what Jim's saying about that. Remember, Jim was on fire. He was doing this thing, the Bird Gang. I think he's talking about balling around that time and all this. So he was getting a lot of opportunities. But since he's a little homie to Cam and Dame, and he look up to them, and he respect their opinion, and he respect they what they say, especially a Dame Dash. Oh man, you a worker now. You ain't your own boss. That shit messed Jim Jones' head up at that time. You gotta remember, this is not an old Jim. This is a young Jim. He's looking like, damn, my big homie ain't even giving me my respect. I'm out here grinding, I'm putting the work in, and the first thing they do is clown me. Let me break it that way so people can really understand. You walking out a building, making business move, thinking it's gonna benefit his business, gonna benefit you, and also benefit your camp. And you bump heads with Dame Dash and Cam coming in the same building, and they clowning you for the opportunity that you about to get and calling you a worker, all types of shit. That's like a nigga from the streets grabbing a book and reading the shit, and niggas like, oh, you a nerd now, nigga. Now you reading books now. You a nerd. That's exactly what he's trying to say. Sometimes it could call weakness. It called weakness because you running what they saying. But you gotta understand that's his team. He look up to them, this, that, and the third. So it's a lot of pressure. So you look at Dame Dash like maybe he is right. Maybe I'm not doing the move that I'm making is not the right move for me. This is what Jim Jones made a mistake at. And he looked back and he like, damn, listening to these two fools, I done lost mad opportunities in the beginning of my career. It's nasty work, man. It's nasty work. It really is. Because I feel bad for Jim for listening to niggas like Dame Dash, bro. But let's go back. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video.
Got me up in that position where I kind of left that was one day, and we just talking stories. One day I'm coming out, I'm walking with Kevin and Leo, Cam and Dame walking in the building. Dame said, you a worker now?
Yo.
You a pumper.
Yo,
you know these niggas, you know,
yo,
everybody in Rockefeller make jokes. You know how it's like, oh, this nigga's
Dame
a pumper.
was crucial.
He pumping for Kevin Lyles. You know,
Yo.
Cam always want to interject and shit like that. And I was on fire, bro. That shit really bent me in a different position. Like I was like,
nigga, I ain't doing this shit no more.
But no, it wasn't that. I was more mad at what they did. You heard? Because you undermine what I got going on. And didn't respect the position I had. But maybe they did, but they knew they could never be in that position of where I was going. So they did from where I was actually heading.
Yo,
you understand what I'm saying?
You know, I always tell niggas that you gotta watch jokes. Cause some niggas will say some serious shit to you in a playful way.
100%.
Because they know you would take it to 100%. The left way if they said it serious. Say it in a joking way. So you gotta really pay attention to jokes. Cause it'd be a lot of disrespect. And motherfucker be like, you know, you laughing thinking they playing, but niggas is dead ass serious. And that could have been that.
You know what? You said some shit to me that you was already doing, nigga. You was Leo boy. That's why you had so much envy towards him, because you not.
Jim got a point there, y'all. If we go back and look, Jim is trying to say, how you gonna judge me, nigga, when you was a worker for Def Jam? They the reason why I got that big bag. Even though you and Jay ain't got nothing to do with this, but y'all came in independent. But the reason why y'all got the big bag because y'all was a worker to the boss balls. And he's right about that. So how you gonna judge me? That's why I feel Jim on that situation, because we all made mistakes like that when we listen to others. We might do something that's right for us. Then somebody, one of your niggas or it could be anybody. It be the ones that's close to you, obviously. Or your woman or somebody. It could be anybody in your family, anybody. Friends, family, woman, whatever. Why you doing that? That ain't for you. Why you doing it? It's the females. But little do they know, maybe that opportunity could change your life. You got to jump the gun, pause, take the chance, take a little sacrifice to see if that shit going to work or not. That part. What are we talking about? You ain't going to find out nothing don't work if you don't take that chance and take the opportunity to go do it. So when you listen to others, they blocking your blessings. And we all went through that. I sit back and wait. Y'all trying to tell me none of us ain't go through that in life? When people are blocking our blessings because we listen to others? Oh, maybe you're right. This is the fee. Maybe you're right, girl. Maybe I shouldn't do that. This is the fellas. Yeah, man, maybe you're right, man. Yeah, right. I don't know what I was thinking, man. That ain't me right there. Maybe that is you, champ. That could change your life. But we listen to others. It's a mistake that we all make, something that Jim Jones is realizing now that he's older. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man.
That's right.
Leo was your boss.
That's right.
So much envy towards him because you not situation.
That's right.
Leo was your boss. You said some shit to me that you was already doing, nigga. You was Leo boy. That's why you had so much envy towards him, because you You're not situation.
That's right.
Lior was your boss.
That's right.
While you walked in that building with me, somebody else was your boss.
Everybody got a
Rockefeller was a label. There was somebody else that was. You walked into a building where I became a big executive at, and tell me what I'm doing is wrong. When nigga, you doing.
Absolutely right. That's why I said I feel bad for Jim at the end of the day, because what he went through on that, listening to others, blocked his blessings. You had to walk through the door, nigga, to get the bag. Lior was the boss. If y'all don't know who Lior is, go do your research. That's the one that used to run Def Jam. That's the one that gave Jay-Z the opportunity. That's the one that gave Dame Dash the opportunity to sign them niggas, Rockefeller, all that. Dame Dash just turned around and just went crazy on them. That's why he in position now, because he don't want to hear them. That's why Jim is going off saying, how you gonna judge me once upon a time, nigga, when you as yourself was an employee for Lior and them. That's the reason why you got the opportunity where you and Jay and Rockefeller and everybody else to be where y'all was at that moment. Nigga, you was employed to Def Jam. Duh. So that's how that works. And I feel Jim Jones on that note, to be honest. Let's continue though, because we got to talk about this Camron situation with him and Cam actually. Now, for the people that don't understand what Jim talking about Ohio, let me put y'all on to game. This is Chubby Baby from Ohio. May his soul rest in peace. Y'all can do y'all research on him. This is the guy that Cam went to Ohio. You know, he speaks about that Ohio situation, how he was getting that chicken out there, how he was getting that money. Now, I'm not making this up. Cam spoke about this in his own podcast that he got with him and Mace now. He speaks about that little run in Ohio. And he breaks it down really in details, the way he want to break it down. But according to Jim Jones, this is a different side of a story. Now, we never heard two sides of a story with this Ohio situation, how Cam got it in Ohio. We always believe Cam, to be honest. We always believe him. Cam can never go wrong for certain people. Listen, I look between the lines. I always say, nah, Cam, you just can't go up there and get it. He always shot Chubby Baby. He always say shot to Chubby. But according to Jim Jones, Cam wasn't getting the money that he said he was getting, allegedly. Now, Jimmy wasn't in Ohio. He said that. He said he was in New York, but he know the truth. This is Chubby Baby. Rest in peace. Ohio know him. Shout out to Chubb, man, in Ohio. Shout out to the whole Ohio, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus, man. Shout out to the whole Ohio, man. Akron, too. But let's get to this video where Jim Jones start going crazy on Cam again, and he brings up the Ohio situation. Nasty work, man. I'm telling you, they might as well just go do a celebrity box match, to be honest. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah, that was
And I
crazy.
never told nobody about this like this in this world. I'm just sign being able to have Dame manage him. Because after that conversation, Entertainment lost his whole label deal for the $64 million. I mean, I'm there in real time. There's nobody could tell me nothing about this. I'm there in real time. Wherever Cam was, I was.
That's right.
Wasn't no conversation, nothing that. You heard, like, loses that shit. We got to go back to Sony. Niggas is... And I love business because I see things from a different. And one of the things that fucked me up in that position where I kind of left struck me.
Yeah, of course. I would have felt the same
like,
way.
This nigga just...
Yeah, like tried to undermine my shit.
And me being so loyal...
You never said nothing.
You heard? Kept
Never
it at
said
that.
nothing.
But I learned a valuable lesson.
Now, I know I done skipped around a little bit, pardon me, trying to learn the little platform I got going on, so bear with me. But this is the finished part when he's talking about Dame Dash and Camron blocking his blessing, about the opportunities that he had going into the business world, but they blocked him. Let's continue, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
And moving forward, I knew how to handle myself in those positions. You heard? And through that fuck.
And that could have been that.
You know
Hate
what?
this guy.
You said some shit to me that you was already doing, nigga. You was Lior do boy. That's why you had so much envy towards him, because you You're not situation.
That's right.
Leo was your boss.
That's right.
While you walked in that building with me, somebody else was your boss.
Everybody got a
Rockefeller was a label. There was somebody else that was. You walked into a building where I became a big executive and tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Nigga, you doing it. There was able to take that knowledge that I had there and moving on and end up with the record called Ballin'. So the joke ended up being on them.
That's right.
I stopped being an executive and had the #1 record niggas.
And then you imagine you kept
niggas never had. You heard? Stop playing with me.
Now let's get to this topic, man. I want to get to the Cam talk. Pardon me, like I said, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. But we're going to get to the Cam talking about the Ohio situation and how he went crazy on them. Smash that like, man. Let's continue. Like went up. Y'all know the vibe.
They saying Sony is the worst label out. They ain't going to do shit for us. It's over. Cam calls Dame. Dame. Man able to have Dame manage him. Because after that conversation, Undertainment led to him end up being able to sign.
Now, in the beginning of this video, for y'all people to catch up, because I know I've been jumping around, Jim goes in real details on how Dame Dash and Cam actually got back together because Entertainment, shout out to Rivera, go do y'all research. He actually did an interview on Vlad TV not so long ago. Did an interview on a couple platforms. I go put up that's Biggie Smalls' ex partner from Brooklyn. If y'all remember Entertainment, he had a lot of people under him. He had Cam, he had Pauls, he had Cam, he had Biggie. I mean, he had Junior Mafia, so and so. But anyway, long story short, ended up going in debt, allegedly, according to Jim Jones and according to others, he went in debt for $64 million. So they stripped the label away from him, I guess, and there wasn't no more That's how Cam and Dame end up reunited, and Dame got him out that Sony contract, and the rest was history. Let's continue so y'all people can understand where Jim is starting at, because Jim was there. So for Cam to try to erase him out of history, it's kind of bugged out to me also. Mace wasn't there. Jim was there for the Dipset upcoming. Cam got to understand that, man. Jim know a lot, and we got to start believing Jim and stop looking at him like he's delusional and he in his feelings all the time. Maybe he's speaking facts. I'm being honest. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Being able to have Dame manage him. Because after that conversation, Undertainment lost his whole label deal for the $64 million. I mean, I'm there in real time. There's nobody could tell me nothing about this. I'm there in real time. Wherever Cam was, I was.
That's right.
Wasn't no conversation, nothing that. You heard that? Loses that shit. We got to go back to Sony. Niggas is in a disarray. They saying Sony is the worst label out. They ain't going to do shit for us. It's over. Cam calls Dame. I'm gonna need you to manage me. Let me figure this shit out. Dame was like, yo, we gotta get you out the Sony deal. Toughest shit that nigga ever did was come through with a bunch of niggas and pull a 52 fake out on forcing their hand to sign him out of that contract deal inside that Sony building. But after he signed him out
I had to pause it right there. He said the toughest thing Cam ever did was come down there to that label with all them homies and sign them out that contract out of Sony. Y'all remember the story that Cam always said he brought a whole bunch of homies from Harlem. He brought the Taliban. Pardon me, shout out to Luke Abrazi and them niggas, 125th Street and all them niggas. He brought up the 40th niggas. Jim said that was the only toughest shit he ever did in his life. Let's continue, man.
sign him out of that contract deal, niggas, and pull a 52 fake out on 4th. I'm gonna need you to manage me. Let me figure this shit out. Dame was like, yo, we gotta get you out the Sony deal. Toughest shit that nigga ever did was come through with a bunch of niggas and pull a 52 fake out on forcing their hand to sign him out of that contract deal inside that Sony building. But after he signed him out the contract, I ended up leading Dame to be able to, yo, let me see what we're doing with this Rockefeller shit. Then it goes into the movie paid in full, Rockefeller deal, turns our whole life around in 01, I believe it was.
Damn.
Then from 01, we started the engine back up. We was able to come back in with the diplomats, start putting the diplomats, because we was out the game.
Yeah, y'all was in Ohio for a minute.
I was in Ohio.
The Cam was
Chubbs
in Ohio.
was in Ohio.
Yeah.
Let's don't do that. Them niggas was visiting the tourists in Ohio. Shout out to Zeke.
chill.
Shout out to Zeke. R.I.P. Chubby Baby. I love you to death.
Nah, pardon me, man. Y'all heard Jim. He calling Cam and whoever else went out there. He said, man, them niggas was tourists out there. He said, the only one he big up is Zeke. Shout out to Freaky Zeke. And Cam did say Zeke played a hell of a part in that Ohio run. Go back. His interviews, Cam said it in his own podcast. He said, yo, I love Zeke because when I wasn't there, Zeke was running my club like the way he posted ran it. Remember, Cam had a club out there. Zeke was running that shit for about 2 years, a year and a half probably. So Jim saying, man, that nigga was a tourist out there. He wasn't, man, listen, he might have laid little things down, but he wasn't getting money the way he say he was getting money. This alleged. I'm only going by what Jim is saying now. I'm going to let y'all be the judge on that. Let's continue. Smash the like button.
Nigga, you know I'm still holding you down while you in the tourists in Ohio. Shout out to Zeke.
Chill.
Shout out to Zeke. R.I.P. Chubby Baby. I love you to death, nigga. You know I'm still holding you down while you gone, nigga. Everything, family and all. That's how tough I am, Chubby.
Chubbs, man.
You know, I love you to
Word up.
death, nigga. I never let niggas take nothing away from you. At all. Not with no lies, no nothing, bro.
That's a
At
fact.
all. Ohio is Chubby Town, period. That's where on the line on the love for niggas and this Dipset shit. Chubby saved Dipset. If they want to get crazy, nigga. You heard?
Damn.
Chubby saved Dipset. That bag wouldn't have came if it wasn't for Chubby, allowing niggas to even come nowhere near him, bro. Don't play with us, bro. And I wasn't in Ohio, nigga. I was here in these New York streets doing what I had to do.
That's a fact.
Fuck these niggas talking about. Shouts to Chubby Baby, nigga. I don't mean to get hot, but that shit get me mad. You heard?
Nah.
'Cause I know the
You
real story.
passionate,
You ain't
bro.
gonna get
You see what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? Like, I know some people gonna say, nah, Tim over there is dry snitching. Cam spoke about this. That's why Jim's speaking about it. Because Cam spoke about this plenty of times on interviews. You know how Cam rarely do interviews, but Cam spoke about this on his own podcast. That's why Jim is speaking about it. For people that thinking he's dry snitching all this, and Chubby Baby, he's not here. You know what I mean? So may his soul rest in peace. Let's continue though.
That's right.
You heard?
You passionate
Free
about it when
Papa
it's
Joe,
real.
nigga.
When
I
it's
see
real,
you, I
this
see
is
you when
what
you
it
get
do.
back, nigga. Real $1 million niggas, you heard? Seen it with my own 2 eyes. But now, back to what we was talking about. Heard? Sorry about that. You heard? Some shit I can't let nothing slide when it comes to lies. I'm not about that. I'm a truth teller.
That's right.
So when you see somebody oppose these words I tell, then you have to figure out what they talking about, because I know what I'm telling. I ain't got no lie. I don't got to lie about my truth. I wear everything on my sleeve. I tell you about my losses, because my wins are even better.
That's a fact.
You heard?
And you winning now, bro. You winning. You should. My opinion, my advice to you, bro, don't let none of this shit get to you.
It don't, but I'm a very, very emotional person.
You're a cancer.
And I love who I
You're
love.
a cancer
heard?
like
I'm
me,
not gonna
man.
let nobody do
You're a
nothing
cancer.
out of line, bro. You heard?
I'm the same
did?
way. But I definitely, I don't let none of this shit. You like put it like this.
This is personal.
The
you heard?
truth,
Like, it's,
but the truth
you
don't
understand?
need to be defended.
Now y'all heard Jim, man. This is personal. Woo. Tell Jim ain't letting this go, man. Let's continue.
Lie do.
All the time. But
Remember
sometimes-
that, bro.
But if people don't know the truth,
The truth, it's gonna come. Eventually, it's gonna reveal itself, bro.
that's
Remember
what your mama
that.
used to say.
No, it happens.
In real life, you need to tell the truth. Because
Sometimes.
the lie will take the place of a truth. And by the time they find out the truth, the lie already won.
No.
Jim got a point on that. He ain't lying. Sometimes when by the time you tell the truth, the lie already won. Now it goes back to what I was saying. We've been believing Cam for like years. We always think Jim is delusional because he was the hype man. He's the side nigga. He was pause. He was the dummy. He wasn't the main character of the Dipset, is what I'm trying to say. It was always Cam and Jewels. It was always Jewels and Cam, because we always looked at Jim like he was a hype man that became a rapper. But he left a legacy, man. He turned up. I'm not gonna lie. Jim is still relevant. Jim still get money. Jim has shit trending in the early decades. Jim did good music, I mean, for the streets. I mean, so Jim has definitely got a point of what he's saying, but he's not done. He's gonna continue talking about the uncredit that he got for the shit that he did for the upcoming Dipset, and that's why he feels some type of way, man. Y'all gotta understand. He look at Cam and Mace like, bro, You know how much shit you said about that man Mace, and I was there, nigga. I was there for you for when your career was down, Cam. I was there for everything and all the shit you said about Mace, nigga. Now y'all just sitting there smiling and try to just erase me, delete me out of history. That's the way Jim feeling. You can't get mad at that man. I feel him, bro. I feel him, man. But let's continue. Smash the like button, man. This is the last clip.
But this platform right here, what you created, the compound you created, the artist you created, the fashion house you created, my G. Yeah, man, look at it like this. Motherfuckers might have cheated you there.
And Chubby had more loyalty than most niggas. I watched Chubby put it.
But all they could do now is treat you. They can't cheat you. You've been through a lot and you inspired a lot. You inspired a whole generation, my G, and they need to hear the truth. They want to hear the story. You know what I mean? Like sometimes through the music we put our stories in it, but we flowing. Some niggas might not understand the story, they just understand the rhythm. But this platform right here, what you created, the compound you created, the artist you created, the fashion house you created, my G. Yeah, man, look at it like this. Motherfuckers might have cheated you then, but all they could do now is treat you. They can't cheat you again. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lesson that turned into a blessing for you, bro. And you gotta be appreciative to that, man. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the back in the days. You know, that's why I say don't let it get to you, because you winning. Any nigga would give they left arm to do what you doing right now, my nigga. You kidding me? Half these niggas you talk about want to be you still. That's why they don't want to have that conversation with you, because they can't look the man that they wanted to be, that you became, in the face. You ever thought about it that way? Like, it's hard to face yourself in the mirror when you ain't become that man you wanted to be, and your homie became him, right? You gotta think about it.
Now, what Bleak is saying is, I gotta feel Bleak on that. He said it's hard for another person to look at another person shine, and you never suspect that person to shine, but he's in that position where you wanted to be at. Now, I'm not saying Cam ain't that guy now and all this, but who would ever thought Jim Jones would have become a hype man, become who the person who he is now? Just think about that, though. Not too many hype mans do that. Not too many hype mans do that. He was a hype man. Let's continue, though.
That way too. It's flip sides, two sides to every coin, bro. And you weathered the storm. You successful. Your family healthy. Mom's doing good, looking good. Kids is healthy and beautiful. Your son graduated college, if I'm not mistaken,
He didn't
right?
graduate college, but he graduated high school. He's helping me build this whole building.
See,
right
come on,
from
bro.
the ground floor. He's sitting here working every day with me, doing everything that needs to be done.
That's the legacy you created, bro.
And that's the only legacy Jim need to worry about. You got your family good. You got your son good. That's it. Memphis Bleak is absolutely right before I get out of here. I'm going to let y'all be the judge on this. Jim got to let that shit go. You got to let it go, Jim. Let the Cam thing go, bro. Every time you do an interview and you go crazy, you just start going bonkers. You start breaking Cam every time. For what reason? I'm tired of talking about this shit, but we got to react to what's going on here. Let it go, champ. You doing your thing now. That's it, man. I'm gonna let the smoke. I'm gonna let Team Smoke and everybody be the judge on this. Make sure y'all smash that like button. We on to the video. I thought it would have been a quick video, but obviously we done been here for a while, so y'all already know the vibes. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Give me y'all smoke in the comment. Give me y'all opinion. What y'all think? Jim should just let this shit go, man. Move on with his goddamn life, or he gonna continue to rant and tell the truth? Because we do want to hear the truth. We always hear Cam's side. We never hear nobody else's side. I'll let y'all be the judge. I'm up out of there, man. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.